Still hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your profitable fashion coach because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profits go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement. Wear confidence and build profits with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy. Welcome to another episode of our Fashionpreneurs Friday Live. Why fully booked in 2026 is a financial trap. We're going to be exploring this topic this evening, and I hope you are ready to come on this journey with me. My name is Wuraola Obaka, and I am called your one and only profitable fashion coach because right here, we believe that if your business is not making money, why are you even in business? So tonight we are going to be delving deep into why being fully booked in 2026 might just be what you need to avoid. Now, if you're fully booked, if you've been booked through Christmas and you even have collected all your January orders, this is a congratulations for you. Congratulations. I congratulate you because it means that you have been able to master the arts of creating demand. And that's a good thing. That's an excellent place to be as a fashion entrepreneur or as any entrepreneur for that matter. But tonight, this is Fashionpreneurs Friday Live. So I would like to see us in the comment section. Tonight, I actually want us to explore a question that most fashion entrepreneurs don't ask themselves, which is, what if being fully booked is not a sign of success, but it is a sign that something needs to be done? What if being fully booked is a warning sign? What if? I need you to take a few moments and reflect on this. What if being fully booked is a warning sign? Because guess what? In 2026, fully booked may no longer mean that you are winning. It may mean that you have hit the limits of where you can go to. It may mean that you have hit the limit of a model, of a fashion brand model that cannot carry you into your next season. It may mean that you cannot step into the next realm of wealth. It may mean, you know how you're playing a game and then you see new level unlocked. So sometimes you need to gather some coins or gather some things. I remember when I was younger, I used to like Temple Run a lot. So imagine you're playing Temple Run. So before you need to get to the next level, you need to avoid some things, gather some coins, gather some fruits and all that. Now, you have gathered those fruits and you are now at, the end of that level. But you need to get to another level. So you have gathered those fruits and you have become fully booked. So you've kind of hit the ceiling of that level, right? But you need to get to another level. And instead of thinking of what next, you're like, you know what? I'm chilled. I'm fully booked. I'm okay. We don't need to do more. We are just okay. We are making the money. But this evening, we're going to be exploring that some people are stuck, not because they are failing. You may be stuck, not because you're failing, but because you are succeeding in a wrong business model. So let's move. Now, I'm going to be busting some myths this evening. So, you want to stay here through this session. So, there is an illusion. There's an illusion that being fully booked is equals to profitable. And I'm sure you hear it a lot. And I think I equate being fully booked to sold out. So there's an illusion that sold out equals to profitable, or being fully booked equals to profitable. But what if that isn't actually the case? Because guess what? Busy does not equate with profitability. Ask me, I've been there. In case you don't know, I am also the fashion founder at the fashion brand Rura NG. You can follow us on Instagram at rura.ng. And I was someone who was in that place where I was in the fully booked place. And I was always busy. You're working, I can imagine in this season, you're working from sunlight to sunset and sunlight again. You're doing midnight deliveries. It was just always booked and busy. And guess what? Yeah, I was profitable. But the truth of the matter is that I did not even understand the level of profitability or otherwise that I was in until I was able to unlock a new level. And that's how it is with some of us. We are not able to really understand the level that we are in until we are able to unlock a new level. So, booked is not equals profitability. Demand that everybody is calling you, please, oh, I have this wedding, this ashrebi, you need to sew it for me. But demand that everybody is calling you does not mean margin. Demand does not mean margin. Applause, oh, this person is the baddest fashion designer. If she sews for you, hey, heaven will be trembling. That does not mean cash flow. Applause does not mean cash flow. So many bespoke designers who are fully booked are kind of stuck. Why? Because they're priced based on effort, not outcome. And then you find that you are quietly absorbing rising costs and underestimating the true cost of labor. Many times I say that where I am now, you can't pay me enough for a bespoke work. You cannot, like, for me, nothing you pay me right now will be worth the amount of time and energy and effort and personal insights that it will take to do your one dress. And that will probably be one of one. The one of the only design that I'm doing for you that I will ever do. So if I was to calculate it in an hourly rate, how much can you pay me for one of one? How much can you pay me for one of one? And these are really the issues. So if your business only works when your calendar is packed, then you may just be compensating as opposed to building. Because guess what? As you have finished packing that calendar, you have already even billed the customer. You've already calculated the cost, presumed cost, before you started producing the dress. But guess what? Things change, especially if you work in a climate like Nigeria, where there's always one new thing. There's always something happening. One government regulation will just come, fuel price will increase, blah, blah, blah. Imagine that you had put a pricing based on the cost of diesel being 1,000 naira per liter, and then due to something that happens, your pricing of diesel is coming to 1,200 or 1,300 per liter. Imagine that because of that, the cost of fabric rises, the cost of trimming rises, the cost of logistics rises. But meanwhile, you have already billed the customer for the price that was based on the prevailing market rate when you took that order. Because remember, you're fully booked. But then by the time it gets to that point where you're actually creating the order and executing it, you now realize that prices have risen, but you have to absorb it. Or your tailor says that, madam, this money, e no go do me, you have to add. So maybe you wanted to pay a certain amount for the dress, but the tailor sees interest and say, no, no, madam, they whine you, you add. You've already billed the customer, you're fully booked. That one has gone. You absorb that cost. Or the person comes back, this is not what I said I should do. I did not say you should do it like this, because maybe because you kept the fabric for too long, you've even forgotten what people discussed. Okay, you wrote it down, and all that. And then I know how it is that many bespoke fashion entrepreneurs actually have chaotic systems. By the time you come to sew that dress, everything, and you are trying to remember, what did they say, what did they not say, and all that. And then you have that. So something happens along the line, you have to do a discount to compensate the customer, all that. You were fully booked. You are built for that for that outfit, but you have to absorb that cost. So now I've counted 3 costs that you have absorbed as you were fully booked. You absorb the cost of increase in products, increase in materials, increase in power, so your overhead charges and your recurrent went up. You absorb the cost of labor, you absorb the cost of discounts, all in you being fully booked. So if you had a cash flow projection and profit projection as you were fully booked, it will mean that that cash flow or profit projection is no longer what you're going to get, because even if you factor these things in, there's a limit to how much you can factor in. So that's not growth. That's actually erosion. That's actually erosion of profits. That's actually erosion of time. Profit is actually what remains when you remove yourself from exhaustion. When you are removed from that rat race of being in the hamster wheel all the time, and you are still able to bring in money, that is where the real profit lies. If you remove yourself, if you get out of that hamster wheel, you take yourself out of the equation, and nothing remains. So if you're out of that equation and everything is eroded, then perhaps you were not truly profitable. So you need to look into that. So again, why is fully booked something that you should be mindful of in 2026? Because fully booked means that you have hit a hard ceiling. You have hit a hard ceiling. And you're sitting down, you're doing the math, and it's not mathing. The math is not, the arithmetic is not arithmeticing. And you're like, what is going on? Because guess what? When you are sewing, even as a bespoke entrepreneur, there's a limit to what one person can sew per day, right? So if you are a bespoke entrepreneur, and even if you have tailors and all that, you are taking in jobs, based on what you can do. But then because it is bespoke and you're doing new designs every time for the client, it means you're putting in more hours. And there are only so much hours in a day. There are only so many hours in a day. So that those number of hours that you're putting in on one dress, someone who is, creating a system has already patterned, already has a production workflow, is cutting 20 pieces at once, passing it down the production line, it's being stitched with that time that you are trying to use to do one item. So there are only so many hours in a day. So anyhow that you look at it, at some point, you'll be outrun. Your hours will be outrun by work. That's the truth. And in business, I always say to everybody I mentor, I tell my mentees that business is a game of numbers. The more you play, the more you increase your chances of winning. And so you want to now look at, number one, your hours in a day. Number two, the amount of physical energy that goes into it. Number three, the amount of emotional energy. You didn't see your child today. You didn't stay with your husband. Oh, you have to go and deliver something at 12 midnight. True story. I tell this story all the time. I can never forget that particular order. I got back home and my mother told me, do you know that you're somebody's child? Because then I still lived with my parents. I think that was before I got married. She was like, do you know you're somebody's child and you can just die? So yes, you are not calculating the emotional labor or the cost of your personal presence for what matters. Once your calendar is full, it is full. Pack, pack, pack. There's no going back. So you can't earn more without working more. So people will be seeing you. They'll be saying, that your brand, that your brand. Let me bring fabric for you. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't collect it. We are fully booked. What does that mean? Your visibility is now becoming a burden. Instead of you to be happy that people are knowing you, you're like, I beg, just wait first. I'm stressed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm inundated. Your demand becomes stressful. Instead of you to be saying, hey, thank God, oh, customers are coming. Instead of you to be increasing your production capacity, increasing your capacity to deliver, you're telling yourself, no, I'm fully booked, we can't take this order, we are fully booked, please, maybe February, maybe March. You're pushing because you're fully booked. Remember, we are talking about why being fully booked in 2026 is a financial trap. Yes, why being fully booked in 2026 is a financial trap. So now let's look at it again. And I've explored why, number one, fully booked doesn't mean profitability. Number two, fully booked doesn't mean that you are visible. It means that you have hit a ceiling. And number three, fully booked is a fragile business model. It's a fragile business model. Why is it a fragile business model? What happens if you fall sick? Or you need to take a holiday? Or you need to attend to a pressing family problem? What happens if life happens to you? What happens? Income stops, things stop, work stops, your staff start looking, because if someone that used to come before used to, is madam around? Oh no, madam is not around, but you can bring it. They will tell you, okay, crickets. You no go see anybody. Because I say it all the time, when people pay you premium price, they expect premium service. So when they are paying for bespoke and you are billing for bespoke, you are billing for premium. So people expect premium service from you. So if you cannot deliver that premium service, then there's a problem. There's a problem. You have to be there. It's you they are paying for now. They're not paying for your assistant. Yes, you can have a team that is delivering, but you have to be front, left, and center. You cannot be having others in absentia. You need to take those consultations by yourself. So a fully booked bespoke business has no shock absorber. You're just open. You have no inventory buffer. So when something happens, you don't have anything. You have no system to earn when the founder is taken out of the equation. And are there some business models that are trying to navigate through this? Yes. But I'm talking about the broad spectrum of bespoke fashion entrepreneurs in Nigeria and even in sub-Saharan Africa. So if one human being collapsing causes the business to collapse, then that business is fragile. And these are the truths that we need to be telling ourselves. Now, what does ready to wear introduce to you to help you with this fully booked mantra? What does ready to wear introduce to you? Number one, it introduces delegation. Yes, you are able to create mini yous. That's what I call. You are able to replicate yourself in others such that you can delegate. That is what introducing ready to wear will do for you. You are able to create a system of inventory that is trackable, that has a buffer. So things don't just finish and you're like, you know how to, when to stock up and all that, when to stop stocking up and all that. You are able to create that within a ready to wear system. You are able to create a system of continuity. So whether life happens, you fall sick, you get pregnant, at the course of this year, I had a course to actually have a surgery because, yes, life happened. But my business did not stand still. I was still on my hospital bed and I was still seeing bank alerts. In the same vein, as a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I transitioned, to ready to wear was because when I got married, my husband used to live in the UK and I had to be in the UK for long periods at a time. And every time that I traveled, my business traveled with me. My customers will call me, oh ma, I'm not around, but I have, that my manager, yeah, she's been with me for a while. She's excellent. Just keep it with her. She'll sort you out. They'll tell you, okay, no problem. All the best. See you when you come back. Nobody will go to my shop. Crickets. So it's like you travel and your cash flow dwindles at the point when it should actually be increasing. And so ready to wear is not just even about ambition. It's not about wanting to expand and all that, even though that is good. It's actually about risk management. It's like an insurance, if you ask me. It's about risk management. So, what is another reason why you should avoid fully booked? Because convincing yourself that you're fully booked and you're okay teaches you to train fear. It trains you to fear your growth. You'll be giving your fear press up and then you'll be afraid to grow. Because that is in itself is a mindset issue. Because if you cannot grow, I always say it to my kids, I say, the day you stop growing is the day you start dying. If you cannot grow, it means that you are ready to be dying. So if you're putting a ceiling on what you can earn, it means that you are limiting your ability to grow. And the moment you stop growing, you actually start dying. So when you're fully booked, new clients feel like stress. When we call you, I'm referring someone to you, you say, Auntie, don't worry, I'll call you when I'm free. Right now, I'm fully booked. Visibility feels like danger. And even when you think of the thought of expanding, your brain will just be like it wants to scatter. You just be like, I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg. Not gonna leave that one. So you now start lying to yourself that, I like small businesses so that I can manage it well. I don't really, all these big businesses, that's how you see, they're just big, but it's not like they're really making money. I like this, my small business. Or you start saying, oh, I don't really like stress. I like stuff like, so I just want something I can just manage. I just want something I can control. I don't want anything to stress me too much. Lies. You're not just afraid of growth, you are afraid of exposing yourself to a model that is scalable. So that's your fear is keeping you stuck in a model that you cannot scale. It's keeping you stuck in a model that you cannot grow. That's what it's keeping you. So ready to wear does not actually remove responsibility. What it does is to remove chaos. Because if you have a chaotic system, you cannot build a ready-to-wear brand. You actually cannot. Growth should be something that makes you spring. Like yesterday night, I was working almost through the night and my kids slept in my room, and then my daughter wakes up in the middle of the night. She sees me walking. She wakes up this morning. She still sees me on my table and she says, Mommy, were you awake all night? And then I said, no, I wasn't awake. I slept for a little while, but I'm back home. Why? Because I get so excited. So no, I'm not sewing, because when you become a ready-to-wear brand owner, as the owner of the brand, your work, your number one work is strategic thinking. Strategy. So I was up through the night preparing strategy for 2026, because you are now able to know that you need to be able to plan. So if you're someone who just sits down and you're just running things on vibe, it will expose you. And it is that fear of that exposure that you people have. That's why you have stayed in one place. You know that place is not serving you. You know that you are supposed to move. You have seen the signs. People have told you. God has told you through the ways he talks to you. But you are like, we die here. This message is for you. Why is fully booked a financial trap in 2026? Because you will burn out with applause. This person is a designer. If you see her clothes, she dey so scatter. That's all you will have. Bank account empty. If you see her wait list, you have to book her like 6 months in advance. Do you know that I book? Hey, if you, the industry will be praising you, but your bank account will be crying. Your bank account will be crying. Your back will be crying. Your creative exhaustion, because I know what it takes for me every time I'm trying to create a new piece or a new collection. And then sometimes I pause and I ask myself that, but you used to do this 5 times a day. You're just creating. Yes, Esther Massa, I see you. That's my CP right there. I see you in the comment section. Thank you for joining on the live. So you'll be creating. Hey, God. I asked myself that, so is it me that was sewing one dress? As in, imagine that I will sew one. I have a design. We have a design at Wura, a candy boo boo. And I say this with every sense of responsibility, that boo boo has sold over 30,000 pieces. This Christmas, we rebranded the boo boo in a new way, with new colors, with new. But guess what? It's the same essence. It's the same design. I'm not going back to redesign the boo boo. I'm just changing different elements that makes it more interesting. But it's the same design. So I've taken that one design and I've scaled it to 30,000. I beg, what are you? Like, you dey whine me? So when I say that, you are bespoke will keep you in creative exhaustion. You know how you will create, your brain go start to dey pain you. You'll be exhausted. And for me, then I remember when I was in ready to bespoke, what actually happens that makes me know I'm exhausted is that, so maybe I collect some clothes and I have a timeline for it. I will not be able to do anything. My brain will just be like locked. Then when it's 2 days to the time, that's when my brain will open. Because I'm tired. The brain is tired. That's when my brain will open. And if this has happened to you, you can put it in the comments. 2 days to collecting that fabric, that's when you will start sketching. That's when you start saying, hey, okay, oh yeah, you will start, hey, panic, shout at everybody in the team and all that. That used to happen to me. Thank God for deliverance. Of course, you're ready to wear, you can't even try it. You try that, you burn yourself and you crash out of business because you have to plan your production cycle. So yes, that creative exhaustion will be there. And at some point, you see that passion that you had. Oh, I remember when I first started sewing. I will wake up in the night. I will not, like in my dream, I will be seeing style. I will wake up, I will start sewing it. Before morning, I'm done. I started sewing when I was 19. So of course, I was young and I was full of life, and I had all the time. So I will just wake up. Whoa. By the time I continued that work and I had done bespoke for almost 10 years, even myself, I don't get joy again. I just tired. I was just simply tired. And then at some point, I even started having resentment towards people. See, applause cannot fund your retirement. Applause, it's not going to put money in your bank account. It's not. Praise cannot build your legacy. You actually build your legacy by building systems. By building systems that can scale. And those systems that can scale are part of the things that you learn, when you actually move into ready to wear. You will see that you have to create those systems that can scale, whether you like it or not. So, burnout is not a proof of purpose. It's not. Burnout is not a proof of purpose. It is actually a proof of misalignment. It shows that something is missing somewhere. It's not a proof of purpose. It's a proof of misalignment. And that's something you have to know. So now, why should we break this cycle in 2026? Why? If you are a fashion entrepreneur in Nigeria or in sub-Saharan Africa, look around you. Cost of production is rising daily. And even the disposable income of customers is dwindling. which means that if you are running a bespoke model that cannot command a certain level of prices, you're going to struggle. You're actually going to struggle, because that margin that gives you the edge over the person who is running a made-to-order ready-to-wear model or a full-blown ready-to-wear model is going to be lost. You're going to see increased competition. You're going to see shrinking margins. That money that used to be plenty will shrink. And that does not mean that these things don't happen in ready-to-wear. They do. But here's the difference. With ready-to-wear, you have scale, so you can easily multiply your production. You can easily multiply your production on the same product without putting in so much more new time loss. So of course you have to compute the time value of money and effort. So bespoke responds to pressure. Bespoke responds to pressure. How does it respond to pressure? You're working longer. You're finding yourself constantly saying, when they say, oh, now, I don't have money. I can't pay this thing. Oh, I've been sewing for you for years. Help me. You will discount. You will negotiate more emotionally. Okay, the father died. They are using the clothes for burial. Let me just help. It's our wedding. It's our shrebi. She has been sewing for me for years. Let me just help her. But if you're doing ready to wear, your price is your price. Na burial, na wedding, na coronation, na still the price. So it takes out that emotional negotiation, and you have less losses to absorb. Remember, I talked about how losses stack up, especially when you're fully booked in the bespoke model. So how does ready-to-wear help you? Ready-to-wear gives you a chance to adjust pricing strategically. So let's say your first collection, you launched it, fabric prices were different. You go on for your second collection, you see that things have changed. You're able to add that little margin to the prices to adjust. So you can pivot. You can't tell a bespoke customer that you told that her dress was 200,000 when she dropped it with you. Then when you now wanted to sew it, maybe 3 or 1 week later, something happened, the money has increased. She now comes out, you now say, that 200,000 that I charged you, it's not okay because now we paid more in light. There was no light throughout January. Our transformer fault. So you pay 250. They whine me. They're not going to come back. In fact, they will collect their clothes, and not come back. But of course, you're ready to wear across production cycles. You can increase your margins, slightly as you grow. Another thing that ready to wear also helps you do is to optimize systems. So you are able to create a system for the things that you do. And when I say system, I mean that if it is that you are doing inventory, you are able to create a system around it. You're able to create a system around your customer, your database, your fabric purchasing, your production cycles. You are able to create systems around all these things. And then, of course, you are able to spread your risk. All your risk is not tied in one bucket. You have a variety of designs. Some will be hero products that sell all the time. Some will be more occasion-based products that sell in bits. You have essentials that also. So you're able to spread your risks more and mitigate it with the ready-to-wear model. So time-based businesses feel pressure first, but system-based businesses adapt. I want to say that in the comment section. Time-based businesses feel pressure first, but systems-based businesses adapt. So in 2026, being booked and busy, fully booked, it's not going to protect you. It's actually going to expose you. It go carry your leg, bring and come outside. That's what it's going to do for you. So what fully booked should actually mean? Let's look at what fully booked should actually mean. Fully booked is actually a signal. It's a signal. It's not a destination. So when you are fully booked, you have not arrived. It is an indication that something more needs to be done. Fully booked is not a finish line. No, it's not. It is an evidence that there's a demand that exists that needs a system. That's what you should be interpreting fully booked in the line of. If you're always fully booked, it means that you have captured demand and there is more. There's always more. Something my mentor says all the time is that you should not settle in failure and you should not settle in success. The day that you feel that you have arrived, that's the day you start going down. Look at Nebuchadnezzar's story and it will tell you more. So you cannot arrive. You don't get to that point where you arrive. So when demand repeats, customization becomes inefficient. You can't keep customizing. You're having the repeat demands for something, but you keep customizing. You're just building inefficiency. What actually helps? Repetition. When you have one design and people are saying, this design that you saw for this customer, sew it for me now. This design you saw for this customer, sew it for me now. You've seen that in your bespoke business, you've sewn one dress for like, people keep coming back. Maybe they saw it with this person, they say, do it for me. They saw it with this person, do it for me. When you start having those kind of repetitions across various designs, that's a sign that you need to now focus on how to scale up on that production. So ready to wear is not betrayal, it's obedience. Obedience to the call to be more. Obedience to the call to leave your comfort zone, because ready to wear is uncomfortable. It will bring your leg outside. But you see something? When you remove your money and make clothes, nobody will tell you to sell it. You will be running to sell it whether someone is pursuing you or not. But when you are not removing money, if they bring cloth, I sew. When they bring it, I will sew it. If I'm fully booked, I will continue. Your leg is now outside. You cannot aspire to more. And God called us to be more. We are called to be more. So ready to wear is not betrayal. It is an obedience to growth. So if fully booked is the best your business can do, then your business has already stopped growing. And you know the worst part, you may not even know that you have plateaued. You may not know that your business has plateaued. So the question is not whether ready to wear is right. The question is, how long can you afford to delay your transitioning? How long? How long do you want to stay fully booked, but you are still not able to take care of certain things? You're still not able to grow. You're still not able to move from point A to point B. The question is not whether ready to wear is right. It is how long can you afford to delay further? So, if anything I've said this evening has hit you, then this is your cue that perhaps you need to do more. You need to look inwards and you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do to be able to build these systems? And then come up with a plan on how to build it. In January, we're going to be having a sales target class that is going to help you to be able to put in certain systems in your business. And by the 1st of February, our first cohort for 2026 of the Profit Circle is actually going to be in place. We're going to start that first cohort on the 1st of February 2026. And if you are anywhere in this fully booked thing that I'm talking, you want to enter that Profit Circle so that you will know exactly how you are going to plan your transition. You are going to be taught an exit plan. That's what it does for you. And I'm going to move you from confusion to clarity. So if that is you, you want to send a message or send a DM to the numbers displayed on the screen so that you can actually get into a system that will help you come out of fully booked to being profitable. So if you're just joining this live, we have been sharing on why fully booked is a financial trap in 2026. And we've had an insightful time. Of course, This is Fashionpreneur Friday Live, so we're open to take comments in the comment section. If you have any comments, then please put it in the comment section. Yes, someone says time-based businesses feel pressure. Yes, but system-based businesses adapt. So you want to be building a business where you adapt, because adaptation is the only way you win. All right. So thank you so much for joining us on this live session. It's always a pleasure to be here. And of course, we are here every Friday by 7 p.m. West African time. And I look forward to seeing you join us next week, Friday, where we'll be sharing another topic, another exciting topic. That'll be right after Christmas, but we will still be here. Alrighty. If you're a profitpreneur on this stream, shout out to you. Shout out to all those we call our ready-to-wear bootcampers profitpreneurs. Because if you are not in the profit circle, why now? Where are you? Who is your coach? Who is mentoring you? Who is helping you get into profitability? The profit circle is where you want to be in. And it is not hype. It is the ability to build systems. If you are not in the profit circle, why now? Hello, Answers. Welcome to the live. Even though we are rounding up, please go ahead and catch a replay. It's always a pleasure interacting with Fashionpreneurs every Friday. Have an excellent weekend, and I'll see you same time, same station next week. Goodbye. Still hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your profitable fashion coach, because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profits go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement, wear confidence, and build profits with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy.